Hi guys, it's Iris. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to give you guys a review of the Ulta 75 piece gift of beauty that my husband got me for Christmas. Now this set is already gone. This was for holiday 2016, but in case you guys have been wondering if maybe these beauty sets like this are worth it, maybe you've wanted to purchase them for yourself, or maybe you wanted to purchase them for somebody else, but you weren't really sure about the quality of the makeup inside, I'm going to give you a review for that right now. So if you're interested in seeing, keep watching. Okay guys, so this is what this particular box set looks like. On the very top here, there is a large palette of eyeshadows. Below that is a palette of bronzers and highlight and contour. There's also some lip glosses and eyeliners and a couple little tools that I haven't used. And then on the side pullouts, there's a couple of things in there as well. Let me show you what is in those side pullouts real quick. Let me move a little closer so that you can see me or see what I'm doing. So this side pullout is blush and highlighters and bronzers. There's also some concealers over here. Then the next pullout is my favorite one. I've been using this one like crazy. This is all brow products. Up here there's brow powder and brow wax. There's also some gel eyeliner here, some shimmer and matte eyeshadows, and then some more highlighters down here. So let's go ahead and review this box first, or this little pull-out section. So like I said, I've been using the eyebrow products like crazy. I haven't even used my my e.l.f. palette like since I got this. I am totally digging the brow products in here. But I'll use the brow powder to draw out the shape of my my eyebrows and fill them in, and then I'll put the wax over it. And you guys, my eyebrows have never been more on fleek. I can't believe I just said that. I've recently been trying to use the gel eyeliners. I like them. They're good quality. I did have to, I used them today. Well, I used it on my top lash line, but I did have to go back and put some liquid liner on because as I wore it, as I was wearing it today, it did kind of fade out a little bit, so I did have to put something over it to kind of make my eyes pop a little more. But they're not bad. They don't seem to move very much. So yeah, I don't think they're a bad product. Now, the shimmer shadows in here, there was a really thick layer of glitter on top of all of these. I don't know if you can see kind of where I have gone into the pan on them, but the top layer had a bunch of glitter on it. So it made me think that they were going to be like really pigmented glittery shades, and they weren't. They just weren't. All of that glitter that was on the top, that was the only place there is any glitter or shimmer in them. And that first little bit that I used had so much fallout. So much fallout. So the glitter shades in here, not really a fan of. I keep trying to make them work for me. You know, just getting a little bit and just patting it into like the corner just to see if I can get some payoff on it. I don't get any glitter payout or any shimmer payout on it at all. So not so much of a fan of that. I don't really use a lot of matte, so I can't really give you a really good comparison on those. But all in all of their other shadows that are in here are not bad. They're all very good pigmented. Not the glitter or shimmer ones, of course. Not good payout on those. But all the rest of them are like hella pigmented. Really, really digging them. Let me go back into the glitter ones and let me give you a really quick swatch of what some of them look like. So there's those two. I mean, they've got a lot of pigment. Well, this one has a lot of pigment. This one not so much. But like, I'm not seeing any shimmer in that. And let's see then. Here are these two here. Like, see, nothing. Not nearly what I would want from this. So let me give me a little wipey here. Not anything close to what I would expect from them. So not so much on the glitter ones. Like really, really, really unimpressed with the glitter ones on this one. But all the other ones, like I said, are really, really good pigmented. Let me give you some swatches of those as well. All of the ones in this pullout seem to be very neutral. So there's those first two. right there. Pretty good color payout on those two. These two here. I've already thrown away the description thingy that gives you the names of all of them. Okay, so that champagne-y looking one right here. Not so much color payoff on that. I think that would probably be good as like an all-over eye color. I'm like drawing a blank today. I don't remember anything. Like my brain is not doing the smart making. Let's just move on. Let's try these two here. So, like I said, I don't really use a lot of neutrals, so haven't really delved into this side very much. Not really seeing a lot of really good color payoff on these. But if you dig neutral, then maybe it's good for you. But for me, I don't know. I like much bolder colors. So I guess, honest opinion of this particular pullout with the eyeshadows, these eyeshadows, not my favorites. So, yeah, not so much. But the highlighters in this particular one, this one in the middle here, love it. I've been using this one regularly. Hi, say hello to yourself. Been using this one like crazy. I got a little bit too much on there, but like, oh my god. So much BAM. So much BAM. I'm totally digging it. I use this one like every day now. Really, really dig that one. The other two are not terrible, but they don't have any shimmer in them. So you're not going to get the shimmer effect that you get with most highlighters. But these I usually use on my brow bone to accentuate my brows. But that's what the two of those look like. Very, very, very neutral. Actually, my hand is still wet from wiping them, so let me try that again. So here's this one and this one. They're very powdery, very chalky. Let's see, maybe here is good. See, you don't really pick up anything on those. So like I said, those are good for like my brow bone area. That's where I've been using them. There's not really any shimmer to really do a really good highlighting effect like most people are wanting to do now. So all in all, this pullout, not terrible quality. The brow products are probably my favorite in this one. So there's that one. Let's move on to the other pullout in this set. This is all cheek stuff. So blush, bronzers, more highlighters, concealers. Now none of these concealers, I'll start with those first. None of these concealers are the correct shade for me. I'm going to swatch on these 3 fingers to let you see kind of what they look like. But see, this is probably the closest one right here. But still, just not so much. Let me swatch them right here. They're all still really, really orange for me. So I haven't used any of these. Like I said, that one that's down here, that's this one here, is probably the close one to me. It's a little bit too pink for me, but they are like, seem to be very, very, very full coverage, very high coverage on those. So they are kind of thick. So if you don't like a thick concealer, then you're not going to like them. I love a thick concealer. Well, like I said, since those are too dark for me, I haven't been able to use them to tell you what kind of wear they have on them. I would think, or I would hope that they wouldn't crease too much, but from just the way they feel from swatching them, I do think that maybe if you didn't get them blended very well, they might show some crepiness. So just be aware of that. Like I said, I can't really give you a real review on those because they're too dark for me to use. The highlighters, on the other hand, are spectacular. This is a shimmer one, so again, you're going to get some really good color payout on that. And then that one, swear I'm not flipping you off. And then there's that one there. Let me swatch a little more so I can get a proper swatch for you guys. But there's those. Aren't those, I mean, that shimmer? Again, oh my gosh, you guys, with the bam in your face. Totally dig it. But the other two are kind of matte, so kind of depends. But you guys, I am digging a shimmery highlight lately. I didn't think I would like it, but I love a shimmery highlight right now. And you guys, oh my god, that is like, that reminds me of like some Nikki Tutorials highlighting right there. Because you guys know she is like all about some glow. Oh my gosh. The bronzers in here, you guys, either one of these are fantastic. Let me... So, this one is a little light for me, and this one is just perfect. I used it today. I don't know if you can really, I guess you can kind of tell. But there's the swatch of both of those. See, this one is a little bit light. If I was trying to do like a no makeup look, I would probably do this just as kind of like an all over and not really so much to contour, because I use my bronzers to contour with. I'm not real big into contouring and highlighting. Well, I'm big into highlighting, but not so much into contouring. But this is the one that I've been using, the darker one. I've been putting just right here just to kind of accentuate my cheekbones just a little bit. And that one is really good, but this one I would probably use for like a no makeup look day where I didn't really want to do really good full coverage. Like I just need to go to the grocery store and get out of the house for a little while, that kind of thing, just to give me a little bit of color on my face. But then we get into the blushes, and I'm in love with every one of these. I have been using this one more, but it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. So let me do these three on the bottom first. This is the shimmery one that I've been using. Let me get a little bit more on there so I can give you a really good swatch of what those look like. This is the shimmery one that I've been using. It's a very peachy tone. If I had to compare it to anything, I mean, it's a little darker than the new Sweet Peach blush by Too Faced, but it is right along those lines. I think peachy blushes are really a big thing right now. So that one I am definitely digging because I don't have a lot of peachy type blush. I've got a lot of pinks, like a lot of pinks. This one is not terrible. I feel it maybe is a little bit too dark for me. And this one I would probably use, I mean, again, it's a little bit too dark, but honestly, in a swatch, they are way too dark. But once you put them on, like just with a brush, they're really not that dark. And I really like them. Some days I don't like a really shimmery blush, and other days I'm living for it. So there's a lot of good variety in here. Let me show you this one over here too, because I didn't get to swatch that one for you yet. And that one is a nice little, it's a nice little bit of shimmer to it, but not as much as the one that I'm really digging right now. So there's that one, and I'm going to kind of share that one out for you a little bit so you get a little bit better idea of what it looks like on. But it's a little bit, I mean a little bit peachy, a little bit pinky. So it's not terrible. All of them wear very, very well. I'm not mad at them. They all wear very, very well. They don't wear off. I don't have to reapply. So their staying power is very, very good. So all in all, this pullout, fantastic. Love it, dig it, living for it. So let's get into, well, I'm going to save the eyeshadow palette that's on here for last. Let's just go ahead and get into this bad boy right here. This is the main section. When you open it up, this is the biggest section that you see. This one has some cream contours, some cream highlight, and some more bronzers, highlighters, and blushes on here. I have used the cream contour on these. I did have to add a little bit of face oil to them to get them to move a little bit, but all in all, not terrible. I am not very proficient with any kind of cream makeup, well, I mean, besides foundation, but like cream contours, cream blushes, cream highlighters, not really my thing. But let me give you a swatch of these two real quick. So this is the darker, this is the darker shade, and this is the one that's a little bit lighter. Honestly, side by side, they look very similar. But one of them, if I had to compare them, I guess one is kind of a dark chocolate and the other one is kind of a milk chocolate. But that is what they look like swatched. Let me see if I can share them out a little bit for you. Blend them in a little bit and see if we can get them to show you what they'd really look like on. I think I like this one better. This one is really dark for me. I think I like this one better to contour with. Though I've been using the darker one a lot more. And honestly, once you blend them in, they almost blend completely away. So, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not real big into contouring anyway, but like I said, when you swatch them, they look really, really dark. Once you put them on and start blending them, they almost blend completely away. Like I really can't tell that I've done anything at all to my face. So for those, I don't really know. If contouring is something that you haven't really gotten into, I think it's great for that, to try to get, you know, comfortable with the product and comfortable with the technique. But all in all, for me, still just not my thing. I've not really tried the cream highlighters too much, but I am going to swatch them for you. Again, cream products like this are not something that I'm really into because, like I said, I'm very oily, and I don't know, I don't like the way they feel on my face. But these are the two highlighters right here. If I was going to pick any of them to use, I'd probably do the lighter shade here. The kind of pinky one, I don't know if you can get a really good, I feel like it's not picking up on camera, but when I look back at it, it actually is showing up very close to the shade. So I am going to, just for the sake of trying it out, I'm going to try that lighter one on my face so I can give you guys kind of a good understanding of whether or not I think it's a good product or not. So let me get just a little bit of that. I'm just going to dab a little bit. You know, honestly, I'm not terrible. Sorry. Not terrible. I can't really feel the texture of it. So it's really not bad. Yeah, see, even now after I've actually put it on, I don't feel that oiliness that you feel from swatching it. So not bad, not bad. Even with the contour shades, they blend out very nice, so you don't feel the texture that they are in the pan. The texture on your skin is completely different. So they do blend in nicely as far as the texture and the product. They do blend very nicely into your skin, but like I said, the contour kind of blends away. I don't really notice it. Yeah, I don't feel any oiliness or tackiness from that highlighter. So, okay, not bad. I'm going to have to use it some more and let you guys know. But see, the more that I look, I can't really tell. I mean, I've got natural light hitting my face right now too, and it's not really picking up. I wonder... See, I feel like that dulled everything that I already had on. I've been using the powder ones, and I feel like that kind of dulled everything a little bit. Do you? I don't know. Let me know down below what you think of that. But the bronzers in here, you guys, I'm really digging the bronzers. There's those. I've been using this bottom one right here. It would probably help if you could see me swatching them. But that's those there. Like I said, I'm not really using this one too much. I really like this one. This kind of very warm, I don't know, to me it's like a warm sandy color. I'm not using the gold too much. Might use the gold once I get some tan on my skin, which never happens. I say it every year and it never happens. But I do like this bronzer color better than this one. And then the blushes in here on this section are really good too. Now I think this one is too dark for me, but this one I do use from time to time, the more pink shade. And that's them on my finger. And that is the swatch. See, that is way too dark for me. I could get away with using that as kind of like a bronzer blush combo, because I do that from time to time. But again, I would have to wait until I get a little bit more darkness on my skin from the sun. But this one is not terrible. It's kind of a little bit more that peachy pink type thing. Like I said, once you blend these into your skin a little bit better, they're not quite as bold in your face. So that is all of those. Let me go into the glosses and eyeliners. So I've gotten all of those shades out of the packaging that they came in, and let's go ahead and swatch these now. So this is kind of a purpley shade here, and it actually does have the shade names on the bottom of these. So I haven't checked on Ulta.com to see if they actually sell these colors. I would hope that they actually do. But this purple shade is called Elusive. And again, these are all, well, this one is a matte lip cream, which actually I don't think I've tried because I thought they were all butter glosses. So I haven't actually tried these. But that is a very nice shade of purple. So that's Elusive. And then this kind of nudie one is also a matte lip cream, and it is in the shade Tender. Not to be confused with a dating app. It is actually spelled Tender, Tendre, like Love Me Tender. Not terrible either. So far, I'm not going to see, I don't see where they're matte. Maybe they have to dry down a little bit. So we will keep this hand free and we'll swatch on the other one to see if these dry down any. But this is the butter gloss that I've been trying, and I really want to love it because it's a really pretty shade, but I just cannot get past the finish on it. I just really don't like anything glossy. So I'm going to swatch him right here. It's a beautiful pink shade, like beautiful. And when you put, have like a very neutral eye, or even like a very bold eye, this is like the perfect shade. It's like the perfect neutral shade for me. I love it, love it, love it. Like I said, it's glossy and I just can't get past it. Oh, I didn't tell you what shade that one was in. It is called Luna. And then this is a Butter Balm lip gloss as well in the shade Ariel. It's a red. Kind of a corally red. Actually, a little bit more coral than red. In the tube, it looks red, but once you swatch it, it actually is kind of corally. So all like gorgeous, gorgeous shades. Just the butter glosses, I just can't get past the finish on them. And I don't know about these matte lip creams. You know what? I'm going to try those matte lip creams on for you and let you know what I think about them. Give me just a moment. So I got my other lip product off, and in case you were wondering what that was the Makeup Revolution Salvation Velvet Lacquer that I am really loving in the shade Attract. But it's right here. You can get it at Ulta. They're $5. I am going to go ahead and just swatch all of these lip colors that I just showed you, just to kind of give you a better idea of what they look like on. So I'm going to do the glosses first and then do the matte lip creams and see what I think of those. So I'm going to try the pink shade in Luna. That one is actually a very pretty, like almost a very, like you can't even really tell you've got anything on. That one's really pretty. It's kind of a sheer gloss. I still have a little bit of that red like up here where I was like rubbing it off. So this is the one in Luna. And again, a really pretty shade. And I tried to sheer it out really good so that I didn't have as much of the product on my lips. And like I can tolerate I can tolerate this for about 2 minutes at the very most, and then I have to get rid of it. I have to take it off because it already starts like making me feel oily. But if you like a really glossy or something that doesn't feel dry on your lips, I think you would like these. So that is that one swatched. The next shade that we're going to try is Ariel. This is the one that's kind of a red in the tube, and then once you swatch it, it looks kind of corally. So let's try this one. Again, it's a really pretty shade. I wonder, just like kind of sharing it out a little bit, just by blotting. If maybe I can tolerate it a little bit better. But then you don't really get to see the color payoff, do you? So let me get a little bit more. Yeah, so again, a very pretty shade. It is kind of sheer, but you still get a little bit of color payoff from it. But it is a little bit more of a coral than a red. I do get a little bit of streakiness and some spots that I swear I had the same, like over here in the corner, like you can't really tell, like it's a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't have really even coverage. So, I don't know, I guess that's just the nature of this type of product. Like I said, I don't use a glossy product very often, if ever. But overall, not a bad color. I just still don't like the way it feels. Next one I'm going to swatch for you guys is one of the matte lip creams in the color Tender. See if it'll focus in on it. I don't think it will. We'll try this one. This is kind of a nude shade. Let's see what we think of this one. First impression, putting it on, it does feel a lot like the NYX Liquid Suede. It's not quite as dry of a formula as that, but it does feel kind of similar. Okay, it does dry down a little bit matte. Like I said, the feel of it is very similar to the NYX Liquid Suede. The NYX Liquid Suede is a little bit drier than this. But yeah, like it doesn't feel as oily and glossy as, of course, a lip gloss does. But overall, it doesn't feel terrible. I could deal with that. The shade, do I like the shade? Not really so much. I don't really do a nude lip very often. I just don't see the point, personally. For me, it looks great on other people, but I don't really like it myself. Okay, so here's the one that I'm really dying to try. This is in the shade Elusive. This is the purple matte lip cream that is in this box set. Let's see what I think of this one. I really hope I like it because I'm still trying out purple lipstick, so let's see how I like this one. It is really dark. It's really, really dark. Once I get it on completely, I really don't hate that color. I actually really like that color. I mean, really, really like that color. Again, the feel is not terrible. It's not really as matte as I would like it to be, but it is pretty comfortable. So, all in all, not bad. This is not one of those like liquid lipsticks that's not going to move. This definitely will have some drag to it. You know, if you drag it across anything, you are going to get some streakage and whatnot. But overall, not terrible. So let's go ahead and jump into the last little section of this, and then we will be done. I went ahead and kept that matte lip cream on because I want to see how matte it really does dry. So we're going to see by the end of this video exactly how matte this dries down. So the last section that we're going to look at is this eyeshadow palette here that is up here. Now I will say really quickly, I am not going to keep all of this in this box exactly the way it is because the box is very cumbersome, excuse me, and does not really allow for good storage. If I put it away somewhere, I'm never going to reach for it. So I want to have everything out. I want a Z palette so that I can kind of pop these out of the plastic part that they're in and just kind of put them in another container. But I really don't want to pay Z palette money. So what I'm going to try to do is I have these old wallets that I don't use anymore that are like the thin type. I'm going to see if maybe I can take the lining out of these and maybe turn these into a palette. So if you guys want to see me do that or see if I'm able to really pull that off, let me know down below and I'll let you know what came of this. But like I said, I'm not going to reach for it if I have it tucked away somewhere. So I do want to try to find a way to take all of this stuff out of here and put it somewhere where I can use it. But let's talk about this little palette right here really quickly. Holy cow, you guys, every single shade in here, I am absolutely in love with this. There's matte shades in here, there are shimmer shades in here, and everything on this one is extremely pigmented. So today I'm actually wearing, on my lid, I'm wearing this green shade, and then over the top of it, I put this kind of gold shade, and then kind of on the inside corner, or the outside corner here, just to kind of brighten it a little bit, I put this green here. And you guys, like, super duper pigmented, right? Like, not mad at it. And they blend out very well too. So let's just go down the line if we can. And I'm going to swatch all of them for you. So we're going to go with this first row here. That's those there. And that's where they are there. I guess I should have, because I am so terrible at swatching. So there's those. That's on my finger. I'm out of makeup wipes too. Like, I am completely out of makeup wipes now. Hold on one second, so that I can wipe these off. And we're going to try this the correct way. Not with that row. Well, yeah, we will. Okay. So this is the kind of rusty shade. This is this green shade that I have on my lids today. And this is kind of a brown shade here. So let's show you swatching these here. Yeah, not bad. Like, super pigmented, right? I dig them. So then we're going to go in with this kind of champagne-y silver kind of shade here. This is kind of a deep plum and kind of a dusty pink color. So all of those swatched. So the dusty pink shade is not going to show up as much. I think that would be good as an all over color. It's kind of a transition shade. But then the purple, that deep purple is really nice. I really like that champagne color too. I would probably use that as an all over for like a, kind of like a no makeup kind of look. Okay, then we'll go with this next row. It's another kind of purple shade. This top one is a matte, kind of grayish shade, and then this bottom one is another kind of brownish neutral shade. That's those there. I am a fan of the darker shades all the time. Again, those two on the outsides of this one are both very neutral. These next ones, you guys, oh my gosh. So the other day I actually used this blue. Holy cow, you guys. I used it on the outer corner. It is amazing. Amazing. And this is kind of a matte purple. And then this is probably one that I would use for my brow. I'm running out of room to swatch. See that neutral one there? It just does not show. And there's that purple. And the blue a little bit better. Let us wipe so that we can continue swatching. Okay, then we have this kind of lighter blue here, kind of a grayish blue, which is really pretty. I used this on all of my lid the other day and then put that darker blue on the outer corner. And this is kind of like a shimmery lilac kind of purple. I love it. And then kind of a shimmery copper here. Actually, this one is a little bit more gold than copper, isn't it? Or maybe bronze. Yeah, bronze. Holy cow at that bronze, right? And that lilac, ridiculous. Oh my god. Tell me that's not incredible, right? I mean, just that bronze shade alone, like, oh, so pigmented. Okay. Now, this one, another purple, and another matte. So the matte shade is kind of a, did I go in the right direction? I did. I lost track of where I was. The matte shade is kind of a matte neutral brown. And then the middle one here is kind of, I don't know, kind of a mauve-y color. And then like a very light blue next to it. That like mauve-y color right there, holy cow. The shimmers in this palette are phenomenal. Like, I super dig this one here. Okay. 2 more rows and then we're done. This has been a long video, right? I haven't done a really long video like this in like forever. Okay. So we got a green, a matte pink, and ow, kind of a, I don't really know what you would call that color. I guess that one shows up a little bit kind of like a copper. Again, neutral shade, not so much, but the shimmers. Oh, you guys, that green. Oh, love it. Makes me want to do like Poison Ivy makeup. Like, oh, I need to do that. Okay, last row of matte green. Kind of a pewter shimmer silver. And kind of a neutral pink. It has a little bit of shimmer to it though. Let's see if I have room for this one down here. Doesn't show up a whole lot. on camera. That neutral shade. It's really pretty. The pewter I don't really like as much, but I love those greens. I love those greens. So, like I said, the color payout on the top palette that's in this thing, love it. Love it, love it, love it. I've been using this, this one like crazy. Because, I mean, they're not like super bold colors. They're actually, honestly, for most people, well, for me, they're neutral because I like really bold eye colors. But you guys, I'm not mad at this one at all. What is my overall review of this product? I am not mad at it. I think that this gift set is actually really good. I mean, yes, there are a couple of products in here that I just really hate. But overall, most of the products in here I really, really love. Like I said, things like the contour, the cream contours, I think that was a good product to put in here because not everybody is comfortable with that, and it saves you from having to go out and spend the money on, like, say, buying a whole cream contour palette, which can get a little pricey. So, you know, you have them in this kit that you have a bunch of other products that you love, and you have a couple of things that maybe you're not so comfortable with that you get to play with. And if you don't like them, you don't like them, and you don't have to use them. It's not that big of a deal. I do not remember how much this retailed for, but it was not a whole terrible lot of money. I don't even think that makes sense. Not a terrible amount of money. Not too terribly much. That's what I wanted to say. I don't think it was too terribly much. But there's a lot of product in here. A lot of product in here. So yeah, my overall, I don't know, I guess I would give it probably like an 8 out of 10. So do I think it is a good buy? I absolutely do. So next year, if you're looking at one of these and you want to know maybe if you think you should buy it or not, whether it's for yourself or someone else, I think if, especially if you're buying it for somebody who is new to makeup or is wanting to branch out, I think it's a great, great, great investment for them. So that is my review on it. This purple hasn't dried down anymore, so yeah, I would definitely compare this to the NYX Liquid Suede. It's a little bit more glossy. It's not quite as dry, but overall, not terrible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was so long. If you did enjoy it, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you have not already, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button down below and hit the bell next to it. Subscribe to my channel, and when you hit that bell, that's going to give you notifications on when I post new videos. And if you have not already followed me on Instagram, you should follow me there as well. It is BalexyBeauty82, exactly the same way it is spelled here. Until next time, guys, bye. I don't know what to do with my hands. Yeah.